Today we're going to be testing 3 different kinds of .308 ammunition against a 3/4 inch steel plate. I have 2 pieces of 3/8 mild steel plate welded together to make 3/4. So first up we have your M80 ball. This is just there it is, 147 grain full metal jacket, .308. And then we're going to be shooting this is just soft point. This is like a hunting ammo. This is .308 180 grain soft point. So that's like your hunting ammo there. That's 180 grain though, so we'll have to see if it does better than 147 grain full metal jacket. And then we have the star of the show, M80A1. This is a 130 grain projectile. And it will be very interesting to see what this does to 3/4 inch steel. This is thick steel. This is a hefty piece of steel right here. It'll be interesting to see what happens. This is some really thick steel. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. But these 3 rounds are gonna be shot at it, and we will see. And for the testing today, we're going to be using an 18-inch AR-10 .308. So 18 inch is going to give you a little bit more velocity than a 16-inch. So but it shouldn't make that big of a difference. So we'll see what happens. All right, so we got that piece of 3/4 inch mild steel down there at 45 yards. First off, on the left, we're going to be shooting a 147 grain full metal jacket, which is like your M80 ball. And then we have soft point .308 180 grain, so it's like a hunting bullet. We're gonna do that in the center of the steel down there, and then we're gonna do on the right M80A1. So we'll see what happens. Here we go. Knocked it down. I'm gonna have to go set it back up. All right, I got the target set up again. You can see we just hit there on the corner with that M80 ball. So I'm gonna shoot another one of those 147 grain full metal jackets on the left side there, and see if I can get a more centered hit. Well, I hit it, but it knocked it over again, so I'm going to go in there and reset it. All right, so I got it set up again, and you can see I hit there right by the other one. So hopefully this one's a solid hit. All right, that was a solid hit. Hit just below the sticker, so that's a good hit. It kind of moved the target over, shifted it over. I'm kind of shooting it straight on, which is what I want, so the results will all be the same. Let me go move that back over, and we'll shoot it with a 180 grain soft point. All right, well, my phone shut off when I shot the 180 grain soft point, but I hit it right there in the center, and so I don't know why it shut off, but I missed that one. But next up on the right is the M80A1. I squared up the target again after the last shot, and hopefully I hit it on this one. But M80A1 on the right, so here we go. All right, that was a solid hit there. Let's go see what it did. All right, before we look at the results, I just want to say thank you to Dozer Munitions. I got this M80A1 ammunition from him, and you can get M80A1, M855A1, M2AP, all sorts of cool ammunition he's got over there. So go check him out and get yourself one of these awesome stickers. So back to the result. We are back here with the results, and it's awesome. So first up, we had my first 2 shots were up here on the edge. You saw that. So I reshot, got a nice centered hit, and a pretty big crater, and just the tiniest little bulge in the back, but you can barely even see it. I don't even think it went halfway through this 3/4 inch plate. So not really even getting close to getting through. Then we shot the 180 grain soft point. My phone shut off on this one, but it did about the same as that 147 grain full metal jacket. maybe even a little less penetration, but just a nice little hole there. It did make a little bit of a dent in the back, you can see, but barely anything. Again, just like with this one, it barely did anything. So then we got the M80A1, and I can't believe it because these other ones didn't even make it halfway through, but the M80A1 got all the way through it. You can see it blew right out of the back. I can't believe that. I mean, this is thick steel. I mean, you can see compared to M80A1. Let me get M80A1 real quick here. The bullet, I mean, this steel is like way thicker than even the whole cartridge is, but this thing went punched straight through that. I can't believe it. It went straight through that. But what's very awesome is, so this plate I had sitting on this little stand, kind of like that. It was down in the screws there, but what's awesome is that core did not get through the back. So it went in right there into this 2x4, and here it is. You can see there's this back piece. I don't know if this is brass or it looks almost like brass. And then the core is in there, and I haven't dug the core out yet. This fell off, so I just put it exactly how I found it. But this core, this piece right here was right behind that. I don't think that's part of the core. I think this is like brass or maybe some lead or copper or something. But let me dig this out here. Another thing I found that was kind of embedded in the steel was this little thing, but it fell right out. Just part of the copper jacket. So that's pretty cool. But this core is in there. Let me see if I can dig it out. It split the wood here, so if I'm just able to split this wood back a little bit, there we go. No way. There's that core, I guess. It's honestly not as heavy as I thought it was gonna be. I mean, there's not a whole lot of it there, but this is that whole core that went all the way through the steel. That is crazy. But it did blow all the way through the back. When I saw the results in these other ones, I was not expecting the M80A1 to have enough juice to make it through 3/4, but it did. So I mean, M80A1 definitely worth it. It's much better than your average round. You can see here, this is that piece that was behind the core. It's kind of like that. But yeah, that is very, very cool. You can see it's kind of deformed, but it looks like that tip of that M80A1. It's kind of rounded off from going through that steel. But man, is that impressive. So the M80A1, it does live up to the hype. It is extremely good at getting through at least mild steel. These results are just incredible. Like, this piece of steel is so thick, but it made it through. So that's crazy. It just punched right through. So, all right, so those are the results. Now you know how good M80A1 really is. I'm very impressed. I don't know if it'd make it through 1-inch steel, but maybe we'll come back out here someday and I'll get some 1-inch thick steel and we'll see if it can make it through. But 3/4 inch steel, and I am impressed at that. So, all right, see you guys in the next video.